maybe for those who doesn't know what fractional means, because it's quite a new term. So that basically means that I work on consultancy outsourced basis as a COO, operational specialist for companies. So the CEOs of the companies I usually work with startups and scale-ups. They would hire me to help them with operations, team management, project management, and so on.
Hi, Martina.
Hello, hey.
Hey, lovely to have you here on
Thank
this
you.
show.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm really excited.
yeah, me too. I would love to hear about you more. First of all, can you introduce yourself? Where are you originally from? Where are you at right now? And what is the project that is you are doing right now?
Right. So I come originally from Czech Republic. I've been living in Thailand last past 4 years. Now I am based on Koh Samui and I go around between Koh Samui and Bangkok. So I'm living my amazing island life and it's been just gorgeous. I love Thailand so much and I'm so happy. Like the Thai people make it home for me here. So that's like a dream come true. Right. So, regarding what I do in my career, I am a fractional COO. Maybe for those who doesn't know what fractional means, because it's quite a new term and I didn't know that either a while. So that basically means that I work on consultancy outsourced basis as a COO, operational specialist for companies. So the CEOs of the companies I usually work with startups and scale-ups. They would hire me to help them with operations, team management, project management, and so on.
Wow, yeah, I actually I'm not familiar with the term. Thank you for clarifying that. So, how do you get into being fractional COO? Can you tell me a bit more about your journey?
Yeah, sure. It started a while ago when I was employed. I was in the operations basically my whole career. I was working with teams and always work on the back end of the companies. And it was always on like employment basis. Either I would have two part-time jobs on one full-time job, right? And at one point I came into a point where I didn't really felt like appreciated enough, both like financially and mentally in a way. And I was thinking about, so what can I do better? What can I do different? How am I gonna do this? Because I know I love my job, I'm good at it, but I'm not fulfilled in like those areas, right? And it's funny because I was actually talking to one of my friends. We had this depressed conversation about like I am not happy, but I love what I'm doing, but I hate it at the same time because of my boss and stuff. And then she was like, why don't you do this fractional COO thing? And I'm like, what's that? Never heard about that. What's that? And then she explained basically to me what the fractional means and how it works. And I was like, that's so exciting. Like, this is exactly for me. Like, you have the opportunity to help so many people and grow so many companies and you work with different teams and it's like so exciting. And I became really passionate about it and just went ahead.
Yeah, and I can see when you sharing this, you look glowing up. And when we met at the networking event, you look so passionate about your job. We have a chat, and yeah, it was amazing too. From what I'm hearing from you, is that from shifting on the employment basis into being fractional COO, you get to work with a lot more people. You get to work with more company. You get to support more companies, and that give you passion, and it bring that part that you used to not feeling fulfilled before to becoming more fulfilled.
Yeah, exactly. The most amazing part about it is like you choose your clients and they choose you, right? It's not like you
Mm,
have a skill and somebody hires you. It's like it's a cooperation, it's a teamwork with the CEO. And it's for me, it's really important that we match in our values, and in the vision and what the companies look like, what the leadership look like. And it's different for different people. And the beauty of this is that we find each other in a way, and then you have kind of a friend who is with you on that journey and you can cooperate. So that's like the most beautiful part about it for me, choosing the right people.
Yeah, I like what you share around in the service business. It's the shoes come from both sides, right? It's the client choose us, and you also get to choose your client on getting to understand, share value, vision, and direction that they want to go for. So, can you describe the industry that you are helping right now? Like, what exactly are you helping them on?
Yes. So I work usually with online service providers. As I am based on a tropical island, it's kind of hard for me to be in one place with like physical products. So usually my clients would be agencies, like marketing agencies, HR agencies. It could be tech, SaaS companies, whatever, or coaches, kind of. So whatever online service they have to offer, and they have a team, at least would say like 5+, between 5 to 100 people I would work with. Right. So I have an experience. I work with like manufacturing and in-person projects, and that's something I can help with, but I don't think it's a great match for the company, as the company usually needs somebody in person. So that's why I chose this path. And
Yeah. So, how are you help your client on a day-to-day basis?
so when I start working with my clients, we do operational audits. That means that I look into the company's processes, teams, how they are working, and I look into if they have data, how the finances are looking. So we would kind of go into all of the backend, and we would start looking for what's bothering us. Are clients happy? Are they not? If they are not, why they are not? What's happening? Is the team aligned? Are project being done on the time? So we kind of go around the whole company, and I would talk to different team members to understand everybody's struggles and what they like or dislike about the company, and we go from there. And then
Mm.
I talk with the CEOs about their vision, what they want to achieve. We talk strategy, how we're going to achieve it, what needs to be done within the company to achieve those goals. So it's really the range of things I look into is kind of huge. Basically, kind of everything in the company you can think of. But it makes sense because all of the things are connected and they create the package of the whole company, how it's functioning, how it's doing financially, right? How the team is doing. So you kind of need to look everywhere. Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah. And what are the results? So, when client work with you, how do they get the result?
Right. Different clients have different resorts depending on what they need, because it's really important to understand the CEO and also like their skills and experiences. Because I may have CEOs who are, let's say, really good with finances, and they have all of the data, and they are like amazing with numbers, and they don't need help with that. And then I have CEOs who have no idea what like Excel is, for example, right? So it really looks different. We always set up a goal with the clients, what we want to achieve, and we go towards the goal. But in general, when I come, what it brings is we save time on teams work, because we look into automations, what can be automated, what can be done faster. Usually I'm a really customer oriented person, so I really focus on happiness of the customers. So I usually bring new structures into deliveries and client happiness. And it all comes down to the finances and the money. The happy customers bring their friends, the business grows. With saving the time, you save money on salaries, or you may need less people to do different jobs. So that's kind of the outcome which comes with that. And the most important one is that I free time of the CEO hands, right? So they can focus on the vision and have time to spend with their family and friends. Because when I join the companies, most of my CEOs are really busy. They work like 6, 7 days a week. They are overwhelmed. There is so much going on, and they don't have the capacity, the mental capacity to focus on what they want or what they need.
Mm.
Because what they deal with, it's daily like, oh, this is not working. What do I do? Where do I find this? And so that's one of the biggest reasons why people and CEOs hire me. It's like, I need help. I need somebody to help me. I don't know where to start. Like, this is too much for me to do by myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the part where you help people in big position like CEO in a company to free up their time so they can have time not only at work and they can spend time with their family to feel happier. And I believe that when people feel happy, they bring different energy into the business. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm hearing from what you do, and which is amazing. And I'm wondering on your journey when you decide that you are going to change from being on an employment basis into doing your own thing. And in that transition period, I know for myself that in the transition period, there will be a void where the previous job has finished and then the new job is just starting out. So can you tell me more about that journey on how do you get your first client and what are the things that you have been experiencing in that void?
For me, it was really exciting. Like, you finally take the step. Like, it's not something which you will do within one day, decide to quit your job and. So it's like a transition. So you are thinking about it, and then suddenly it happens, and now you are like, at the one point you're like, yeah, I'm free, I can do it, I'm so passionate about it. And at the other part you're like, right, so how do I actually do this, right? But it kind of came naturally to me because my clients usually came from recommendations and people I met and friends and networking. You can see it on my socials. I'm not really like active on socials and personal branding because most of my clients are really like naturally people who come with like, I'm talking to somebody and they're like, I know somebody who needs help, or like, so this is like what's happening. And let's say the biggest struggle for me would be finding the right people, because I would work with
Mm,
people, then first impression is amazing, you match with them, and then you find out that you don't agree on many things. And it's really important when building a business because you are partners, you're kind of building the business together in a way, right? I'm like helping them to build their business. And that's really important to find somebody with you have the same values, and to do this. But other than that, I would say for others to like give them the courage to take a step and to go and do this by themselves, that it does look scary, right? And it may take time to get a client. Maybe it's good for people to have like financial stability to be able not to have income for a while. But when it does happen, it's such a amazing feeling and amazing transition that you can actually be your own boss, and do this by yourself.
yeah, I love that part on you are talking about, from what I'm hearing from you so far, the point that you repeat on is the choice to choose a client that share value and direction, and the part that will help reduce that pressure in the beginning is to plan the financial backup in the process, right? When doing the transition, there will be a period that there won't be a regular income into your paycheck. And that's what I did in my transition as well, where I prepare financial backup and it helped me a lot. So I get a chance to choose the client that I want to work with and it feel amazing, right? It feel different than looking for a client. Like we constantly look for the match of good client that match with our value, but it doesn't come from that place of needing to want anybody to work with anybody, right? I think that's a different way in providing
Yeah.
services. Yeah. And so my next question is, how do you know that this is the client that share value with you?
Yeah, it all comes into a lot of talks and
Mm,
discovering, right? So we would go through how the company works, how the team works, and what are their expectations. And what I gather most, it's kind of a gut feeling of how they work with their team and what are their personality like, are they nice people, are they being open-minded people, and if you have the right personality doing the business with them, even though you disagree on some part, there is always going to be some kind of disagreement, because two different people, but it's really important to find a person which you can communicate with and they are open to an honest open conversations about whatsoever. And you can kind of pick it up when talking to people, how they open up or, what are their interests and beliefs. You kind of pick it up from just basic conversations, I would say.
yeah, I think it's important to find people that can have honest conversation together because you are going to make a lot of change in that company. So it's important that you align value and direction. And in the process is what if you come up with the recommendation that might not be in their mind. The most important part is not the difference of opinion, right? The important part is are there ways to find solution in the middle and synergy of both party. And I think that's important quality when it's come to service provider, consultant, or even for me as a coach as well. So when you have a client that perhaps you already know this is not a match for you, how do you say no to them?
I don't have issue with that. I have to say, I in my personal life, on a business life, I don't have issues with saying no's. But like the most respectful way, we would talk, and it comes out from the conversations we have because we find out that this is something is not right, something's off. So we would just, I would openly tell them like, look, maybe you have an amazing company, but I don't think the work we could do together would be like pleasurable for both of us in a way, right? So I kind of in a respectful way try to explain why it wouldn't work. And they're okay with that. Like, of course, people don't want to work with people who they do not work with, right? So yeah, I don't see that being any kind of an issue.
And what are the challenges that you come across in being fractional CEO?
The challenges for me personally, it's always working with teams because there are different companies have different culture, different
Mm,
expectations. They're used to different things. So I kind of need to be like a chameleon adapting to, different
yeah.
people because the mindset are really different. Like for example, when you work with tech company, it's like IT engineers, and then you work with marketing agencies, and they are really like artsy kind of, free people. So it's you have these different pools of people and adapting to that, and kind of it's a psychology work in a way to figure it out how the company works and what's the best way to approach the teams.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I can imagine like talking to an engineer versus talking to marketing people is like a different jargon, different style. So what are the learning that you got from working with multiple culture, multiple people all at the same time?
What I've learned from it. Are you gonna cut out some of
Yeah, I
some of
can
the
cut it out. Yeah.
empty spots? I would say it's just kind of mind works, just the adaptation of working with such a diverse different teams is each team give you a different view. So you can learn a lot from them. Like it's my own personal growth to work with such a different brains because each of them give you like feedbacks and inspirations
Mm.
for like my own personal development, right? So some of the people would bring you like a structure and they would be really like this is how it's done, this is what it is, this is step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and and they're really like straight focus. And then you work with people which are really so free and they are like they have time for everything, and like so you kind of all of them give you like the meaning of what they do and how they work into your own space, which you can pick up what kind of, you like from each part, and it kind of makes you the whole person in a way, if it makes sense.
Yeah, so you get to learn from different style of people, and in the process, it's also helping you grow as a person.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Yeah. And what bring you to Thailand?
Thai people and Thai foods and weather. So for people who lived in Western countries, they know the struggle of the pressure, how much money you have, what kind of car you drive, how do you spend your time, and then you don't have any time to spend because you work all the time. I really wanted to escape that. And I visited Thailand on a holiday once, and it was first time being exposed to Asia and Asian culture, and I loved it so much. So I traveled around Southeast Asia for a while. It was like digital nomading on places, and decided to settle down in Thailand because I love it because of all of the amazing Thai people, the positive mindset, and also the foreigners you meet here. They are really nice, open-minded people, which it's kind of hard to meet those kind of people back at home where I'm from. So I would say it's the surrounding of the amazing people and the weather. I'm not complaining about the beaches either. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm Thai and I'm still love it here so far.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you were to look back to your previous self who was in that journey of in the process of making decision whether to still doing the previous job or jump into fractional COO, if you were to look back and tell your younger self, what would be words of wisdom that you would tell your younger self?
Right. Um, I would say that you're not crazy. You're just ahead of your time and keep going. Like other people have done it, you can do it. I'm not saying it's easy because it may look easy sometimes when you hear other people's stories. Like for me, oh, I quit my job and I, got some clients from recommendations and stuff. And it sounds so easy. And some people may think that it is, but it actually isn't. It's kind of mind game in a way that you're gonna lose your stability, and it's all worth it. Like it's also worth it. And I believe if you work hard enough and if you put the time, energy, and effort, you can literally do anything.
Yeah, yeah, I totally resonate with that. I think working for yourself, it's all about finding that initiative to keep on going and keep on persisting, keep on doing. And I like your wisdom around just take that step and things will happen. It's not it's it's not easy, but it's worth it, right?
Yes, exactly. It's
Yeah.
so worth it. Like the feeling when you get when you rely just on you and nobody else can like go and fuck up your life. It's on you. It's a huge responsibility. Sometimes it would be easy to just have a job and come home and you don't have to think about it. But what it brings in reward, it's, amazing. It's like having kids. It's so hard having kids. Like I don't have them, but I keep hearing it. How hard is it? And it's such a sacrifice. but it's so worth it. So I would kind of, can I can I put it on the same like scale that, it's not easy. It may be struggles, but it's so worth it.
Yeah, 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 not easy. It will be struggle along the way, but it's gonna worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you so much for joining the show. And if people listening to this show and want to reach out to you, learn about you more about being fractional COO, how can they find you?
Right. They can find me on Instagram, coo.martina. I think we're gonna leave the link here, right? And also on my website, fractionalcoo.online. And they can reach out to me. I also offer free strategy calls for 30 minutes for everybody who is kind of lost and they wanna find a way. I am happy to help them so they can reach out and schedule a call with me. And also for the people who are based in Thailand, in Bangkok, I am planning on doing operational workshop. It's kind of like a space for CEOs to come and network with other CEOs in a startup areas, and we would talk about the general issues which companies have, and what is a good structure and how to deal with those issues. So they can also meet me in person in these events, which I'm gonna talk about on my Instagram account.
Do you have the date yet?
I don't have the date yet, but it's gonna be in August.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, are you going to repeat the workshop in the
Yes, I will
future?
be repeating the workshop for sure. Yeah, it's I wanna start like a series of places. I wanna create a community around like the, CEOs at the same stage, which it's really important to have a friends which you can talk about the business, especially when the CEOs they feel alone a lot. Like everything is on their shoulder. They need to deal with everything with the team, with the clients, and it's like, it's just nice to have somebody to talk to about that. And I want to create a safe space for people to do so.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I work with business owner, executive. It's lovely to have community to support when
Yeah.
you are at that level. Someone who understands you deeply in the business angle, right? Apart from your family and your friends. So I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to see your event coming up. I will keep up my eyes on what is exciting that you are launching in the future. And thank you so much for being here. And for the listener, I will also leave the link to find Martina in the show notes. So, yeah, are there anything else, Martina, from your end?
Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you so much for having me. It was really nice chat. I love what you're creating here, such a space for people to get inspired and come together, and it's amazing. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity of being here.
Yeah. So, thank you, and hope we can meet each other face to face again.
Yes, let's do so. Let's do for sure.
Okay. Have a nice day.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
I would love to connect with you. And it would also mean a lot to me if you could share it with a friend or leave a review on the episode. A little bit about me. I'm a trauma informed life coach with 16 years of experience in the corporate world and 8 years as a coach. I have been helping business owners and executives tap into real confidence and make clearer decisions. And if you are in the season of change and want a personal light touch, feel free to reach out about my one-on-one coaching program. I'm always happy to connect with you. And come back for a new episode next week. And until then, keep being kind to yourself.